Now tell me what is polymorphism. Polymorphism. Okay. So polymorphism is one of the OOPS concept, as I said. It basically allows developers to perform a single action in a different ways. Different ways can be performed. Example, there is a class called vehicle, has a method called a gear system. Okay, so these are actually both the vehicle and gear systems are generic classes. What you can do, you can implement like 2 gear or 3 gear system or 4 gear system or multi-gear system or forward gear or backward gear system and so on. This is a different type of gear systems basically. So the basic operation is same, but we are implementing a different ways. We are implementing a different ways. Okay, so first, what we do actually to handle these kind of things, we have 2 classes. One is actually vehicle, another one is a car. Okay, another one is bike, and so on. Okay, see the both car and some another vehicle like commercial vehicle or heavy load vehicle extend the same class called a vehicle. So there is a vehicle class called vehicle. There are 2 more classes, class called car, and there is another class called commercial trucks. Okay, so car is a passenger vehicle, and the commercial trucks are for basically for to exchange the goods we use. Right, commercial trucks are different. Both are belongs to vehicle. Actually, both are belongs to a class called vehicle. Hence, what we can do, we can create a parent class called vehicle, and then we can extend the methods of the vehicle in both car and commercial trucks. Right. So inside a vehicle, there is a method called gear system. Both the car and commercial trucks can use the method called gear system. Same method. Okay, there are 2 subclasses, car and commercial trucks. We can implement, we can provide the implementation to the same method in both the derived classes. How do you do that? Tell me. By extending class car extends vehicle, and commercial trucks extends vehicle. Okay, see both the classes can extend the class called a vehicle. Vehicle is a super class. Okay, so there is a method called a gear system. Both the classes can use that system. As we can see, we had a common action for all the subclasses called vehicles, gear system, but there are different ways to do the same action. See, cars have a different gear system. Commercial trucks have a different gear system, but gear system is common for any vehicle. Gear system is common. Okay, but the functionality is different. To cars, and same time functionality of gear system, gear changing system is different for commercial vehicles. Okay, so basically what is our observation here? There were different ways to do the same action. This is a perfect example for a polymorphism. Okay, polymorphism allows us to perform a single action in a different ways. So that is all about polymorphism. Okay, so what is polymorphism in a programming? Polymorphism in Java basically provide a capability of a method to do different things based on the object that it is acting upon. Okay, polymorphism basically allows a tester or a developer define one interface and have a multiple implementation. Okay, polymorphism allows a tester or developer define one interface, have a multiple implementation. Okay, is it clear? So there are 2 types of polymorphism. One is a dynamic polymorphism, another one is a static polymorphism. Okay, so 2 type of polymorphisms can also be called as method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading is a static polymorphism. Method overriding is a dynamic polymorphism. Okay. So what is method overloading? So method overloading, also called as a compile time polymorphism or static polymorphism. Okay. Method overriding is an example for runtime polymorphism, or also called as a dynamic polymorphism. Okay, is it clear? Yes, no, no, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Now I'll write a very simple class here to make you understand. Okay. New class. Okay. Okay. I'm just creating a class here. Okay. This is a class vehicle set this. Okay. I'm just writing a very simple method called void gear system. Okay. This is a generic gear for all vehicles. Okay, right. Okay, clear. There is another class called car. Okay, car polymorphism. Car. Oh. Okay, I'm just giving some very ad hoc name actually. So yeah, done. Okay. Inside this, what we are doing, we are just extends vehicle. Okay. Yeah, done. Okay, vehicle. So what we are doing actually, we are just creating a one more method here. Okay. So you're just writing one more method, public void. Okay. Same method. I'm not just copying as it is. Okay, control C. Control V. Okay. It's a gear system. It's not a generic gear system. It's a gear system for a car. Vehicle type. Okay. Vehicle type. Okay. So implementation is done. We have main method. How do you call this main method now? Tell me. How do you call this main method? So first we create a object or a variable with this class name. Okay, this is a class name. Control C, Control V. Okay, obj car equals to. Okay, new. Okay, new. Tell me. So this time I just want to use it as it is. Control C. Okay, Control V. Right. Okay, so Control C. Dot. Okay, gear system. That's it. Control S. Just right click. Run as Java application. See, there's a car system, gear system for car vehicle. What we did actually, this is nothing but a method overloading. Sorry, overriding. Sorry, this is nothing but a method overriding. Method overriding. What is overriding? See, vehicle has an implementation called gear system. It has a different implementation. The same implementation we are just slightly changing for car. Right? We just overrided the method implementation of the vehicle in a child class called a car. This is nothing but a method overriding. This is nothing but a method overriding. Is it clear? Now I just want to show you one more example. This is nothing but a method overriding. Now I'll show you one more example. This time I'm going to take a vehicle, obj vehicle equals to new. This time what we are going to do, we are going to use this class name, Control C. We are just creating an object of this. Okay, now if you call this method, what happens? You tell me now. Dot air system. Yeah, tell me what happened now. Okay, just right click.
We'll call the parent class.
Parent class. Okay. See, is it called parent class?
No, true.
No.
Child
Yeah.
class.
Okay. This is called as a runtime polymorphism. Okay. A runtime, it will decide which method needs to be invoked. Okay. This is a straight way of implementing a runtime polymorphism, because we have created a variable and the object for the same class. There is no issue here. But there is a slight conflict here. What is the conflict? We have created a variable for vehicle, but what is the object we have passed? Actually, we have created an object for a car. So since we have created an object for car, what happens actually in runtime? It will invoke the method of the car only. It does not invoke the method from vehicle. Okay, this is called as a runtime polymorphism. This is called as a runtime polymorphism. Okay, clear?
Like in
Remember, whenever you use a new keyword, it will create the reference of the same object. Okay. If you give the car name, automatically those methods only get invoked, even though we create a variable for a parent class. See, look at here. What is the type of the variable it is? It's a parent class type. Parent class type. Okay. But what happened? Even though it is a parent class type, what we are doing, we are able to access for example, there is another method. Okay, there is another method. Public void get color. Okay, get a vehicle color. Vehicle color. Okay. Control C. The default color of the vehicle is black. Okay, just issue. Okay, so now we are going to invoke Control C, Control B dot get. See, we are able to access the method of the parent class. How that is possible? Okay, just run and check now. Try to understand, these are really very important concepts. See the vehicle, variable obj vehicle is what type? It is actually vehicle type. Hence we can able to access all the values, all the member functions of the class. Of course, that allows, because this is what type? This is a vehicle type. Hence we are able to access all the methods. Okay, when it is coming to method overriding, it just invokes a method of the child class. Please remember this rule. Then that's why we are calling it as a runtime polymer. In runtime, in compile time, it does not distinguish it. Okay, in compile time, what happened actually? In compile time, it simply allocates the variable, but in runtime, what happens? Based on the reference, it will invoke a method. See, what is the reference here? The reference is new polymorphism underscore car4. So this is a child class. Okay, in runtime, it will decide this method needs to be called. Hence, this method was invoked in runtime. Okay.
Yeah, one question: why we will why would we use this method overriding? Like where?
Method overriding as a tester, we don't use again. Coming to developer point of view, okay, I'll explain. There's a payment method. Okay,
Okay.
payment method. Okay, you are running some business. You have to provide a payment gateway API to all your vendors. Okay, all your vendors means who is there in a business line. You have to provide a free API to them. Okay. See what kind of payment they will make actually. Either they can use credit card or debit card. They can also use a, QR scanner, or they may also use some NFC. Okay, near field communication, right? Automatically it will detect without swiping the card. Okay. So now tell me, what is the common interface here? What is the common interface here? Common interface is payment gateway. But who is using actually end user? End user is different from vendor to vendor. The payment, the type of payment is different. Then what you can do, we'll create a one common method called payment gateway, and we just override these methods whenever we start implementing for a customer. So this we can say is a generic parent class. This is actually specific to the client. Okay, this is specific to the client. This is specific. I mean, this is a generic method. Payment gateway is a generic method, and payment through QR code or scanner, or okay, payment through NFC, or payment through debit card or credit card or any other wallet payment and all are different types. Okay, those actually does the same functionality called payment, but the type of the method which they are using for to make a payment is different. Okay, so hence what we can do, for each and every user, we have to override the functionality of the payment gateway to implement it. Okay, clear?
Mm, yeah, but the thing is, like, why would we do that? We can write separately also, right?
No, why we need to develop separately?
Because anyway, only here the method name is same. Other than that, everything is different, right?
No, how can
Like,
you say people may directly use the parent class method, right? Like we are doing right in the first instance. See, directly we are using the parent class method if you want.
okay, so in the implementation, one should know when to use parent class and when to use child class for the same functionality. Then only this can be used, right? Method overriding. Because here the
So
here
as an end
system.
user, he no need to use, he no need to know. Okay, all
No, no, I
methods
mean
will
the
in
developer.
place. Yeah, developer should know. Developer should know. End user doesn't no need to know. Okay.
Yeah, I got the concept, but I am yeah, I wanted to know the real time use of it.
Yeah, this is a real time. Okay, this is a real time scenario. I will give one more example. There is a payroll processing application. We need to process a payroll. Okay. So these people, maybe he might be ADP or some another company. They have to process the payroll. Okay, how to process a payroll? Different people belongs to different departments, different okay type of employment they do in a same organization. Some of them are contractual basis, some of them are permanent roles, some of them are kind of okay came from a third party agency. Third party agency, some other agency, they should send the people for a okay temporary basis, temporary, contractual, and then last one is a permanent basis. Permanent employee payroll is different. Processing of salary is different than contractual. Contractual salary processing is different than temporary people, temporary employment, right? So what we do actually, we create a class called payroll process. Inside that, we just create a class called calculate salary. That is common for all the type of employment. But whenever you create a class called permanent rules, calculate salary method needs to be overridden because we can't use as it is. Clear? We can't use as it is because permanent people salary processing is slightly different where they will have a, I mean, what you call professional tax will be there and there are other deductions will be there, right? Other deductions like insurance and then what else? PF, EPF and all, right? This can be calculated, but contractual people does not have those deductions. Okay, and temporary employment people also does not have. But at the end of the day, salary processing is compulsory, right? Clear. So how do you do that actually? We can override the functionality of calculate salary in a derived classes or in child classes. Okay. So that's how we can implement a polymorphism.
Yeah,
That's it,
one
clear?
last question, like why, like we know that we need to use the methods in child class. So why we create object of like why we write this vehicle type object?
Why
Because
we
anyway
write
we are
the
calling the anyway we are calling the child class methods, right? And we are creating a object of child class polymorphism underscore car4. But then why we are assigning it to a base class object?
by reasoning as a base class
Yeah,
object. Very good.
yeah,
See, base class can have other methods also, right? You don't want to miss to use those methods. If you use a polymorphism underscore car, we can't use this get vehicle color, right? We can use only the methods of the child class. Okay, I want to use the methods of the parent class as well as the child class simultaneously. How that is possible? That can be done only by assigning the reference of the child class to the parent class of it.
okay. So that is the main thing. Okay. So when we want to use both the child class and parent class method, then we use this method overriding.
Clear?
Yeah.
So this is all about the runtime polymorphism. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism. The current one which you are discussing is a dynamic polymorphism, also called as a runtime polymorphism, also called as a method overriding. Okay, there is another type is called method overloading, also called as a compile time polymorphism. You know, right? How program gets executed. First program gets compiled. After compilation, bytecode gets generated. Okay, JVM will take that bytecode as input and then it will execute. That is nothing but a runtime. Before runtime, we have a compile time. Okay, compile time basically it simply check the syntax. In runtime, basically it does what is what, which reference you are using, which object you are using, does the object has a binding towards a method or not. Okay, all these things will take care in a runtime. Okay, so far we have discussed about a runtime polymorphism. Now we'll see compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism also called as a method overload. Okay, it basically allows a developer to have more than one method having the same name, okay, but the sequence and data types and parameters are different. Okay, these methods are distinguished by the order of the data parameters and sequence and data types and number of parameters. Okay, now we'll see what is static polymorphism, how to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to show you quickly, very quickly. Okay. Okay, no, I will show here itself. Okay. Click or display. Okay. Step. Details of the car. Or okay. So the same error I'm just declaring. Control C. Okay. Here integer model number. Okay. Here you can see. Okay. Model equals to okay. Model underscore number. Okay. Or model is plus number done. Okay. Similarly, here I'm just going to use float cost. Okay. Price equals to cost. Or cost is okay. Price done. Okay, you can see. Okay, enter model number comma. Okay, string car name. Okay, car name. Here model equals to underscore number, and then okay, model underscore name equals to car underscore name, right? Okay, and the car details of the model of the car is model. Okay, home. Control C and Control V. Okay, model underscore name. Okay, I'm going to create one more method. Okay, so this time I'm slightly changing. Control X, Control V. Okay, now tell me, what is your learning here? Learning is pretty much clear. In the same method, same class have multiple methods with the same name. How many methods are there? See, look at here. This is always better. You can see in a Project Explorer. Okay, polymorphism car, right? Yes. Here you can see under vehicle we have display 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 methods are there with the same name. Sorry, total 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 methods are there. But look at the first method, it does not have any values, parameters. Second one is only one type. Another one is integer type. Third one is integer and string. And the last one, order is changed. First we have string and then integer. Here the first one has order first starts with integer and then string. The last method has a string and then integer. So order of the parameters, number of parameters, and the type of parameters. So basically, this is nothing but a compile time polymorphism. That means syntactically it will check, and then it invokes which method needs to be executed. See, in this method we have we can call these methods whenever it requires. Okay, we have vehicle, right? I just want to call these methods. How do you call these methods? Basically, tell me. How do you call? You can simply say object vehicle, Control C, Control V dot. Okay, display. See, these many methods are there. You can call any one of these methods. Okay, car name is Fiat. Okay, model number is, this is integer type, right? 1, 2, 3. Station. Okay, Control S, just right click, run as. Okay, Java application. Okay, so this is nothing but a compile time polymer. So compile time means Before runtime compile time, there is another phase where we code gets compiled. In compile time, it distinguish which method needs to be invoked based on the number of parameters, type of parameters, and the order of the parameters. Order also. Okay, these are the three main categories to distinguish the methods that needs to be invoked in a compile time. Yeah, is it clear? So this is nothing
one
but a
more
method
question.
overloading. So best example, constructors. Constructors are there, right? We do create a lot of constructors. Constructors are overloadable things. In compile time, which constructor needs to be invoked will be decided. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two
tell me, you're
questions.
asking some question.
Yeah, two questions. First one is method overriding is only in case of inheritance, right? And method overloading is in case of same class.
No, it's not like that either. See, it is a method overloading only, right? See, we have just invoked the methods in a derived class. Either you can do with the same class or you can also do in a derived class. But method overriding happens only in a derived class where we need to compulsorily extend the parent class. Okay.
But if we write, for example, display method in parent class and again the display method in child class, will it be called method overloading then with different parameters?
That is method overriding because we are overriding the same method in a derived class or a child class.
Yeah. So when it's in the same class, if we write the same method but with the different parameters,
Correct.
then it's overloading.
Correct.
But when it's in the same class, but if it's in the derived class, then it's overriding.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. And another one is what if we have a different return type for this for the same method? In case of
No,
method
return
overloading,
type it
will it
does not
consider?
distinguish. Return type, yes,
Oh,
is an interview question. Where return type does not distinguish which method needs to be invoked. Only the parameter list and the type of list, order of list, and the number of parameters, not return type.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Clear.
Okay, we stop here. It's already 8. Just let me know if you have any questions quickly.
Yeah. No questions now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.